Hey guys, what's up? So one of the most requested features for the Galaxy Fold 2 has to be the inclusion of the S Pen, and ever since we heard from Ross Young that Samsung may actually include it this year, the interest in the device has increased many folds. But according to the latest report from South Korea, Samsung has decided to skip the S Pen for the foldable phone for yet another year. Also, Samsung is looking to add wireless charging to their A line of devices starting next year. According to the Alex, Samsung has decided to not include the S Pen as part of the Galaxy Fold 2, which is bound to launch alongside the Galaxy Note 20 and the Galaxy Z Flip 5G on the 5th of August. The reason for this is the very feature that foldable phones exist in the first place. The ultra-thin glass used in these phones is not durable enough to support the S Pen. The ultra-thin glass layer on top of the display has a 0.03 mm thickness, which is less than 1/10 of the thickness on, say, the Galaxy Note 10, which has a 0.4 mm thick Gorilla Glass 6 on top. For the display to be able to fold, the glass has to be thin, and that reduces the durability as well. Samsung has been researching the technology to be able to fold the display while increasing the thickness of the UTG so that the stylus can be used, including ways to make the glass thick overall with just the foldable portion thinner. Along with that, a transparent polyimide film of plastic was also used like in the original Galaxy Fold, but it was concluded that both UTG and PI films are not suitable for using a stylus. This comes as a disappointment to a lot of people who were expecting that the Fold 2 will gain the S Pen support, which would have made the device special, increasing the productivity quotient of the phone, but it looks like we'll have to wait a bit longer. Samsung seems to be playing safe this time, especially after the problems faced with the first foldable phone and recently the Galaxy S20 Ultra. The Galaxy Fold 2 is expected to have a bigger inner display with a screen size of 7.7 inches, while the cover display will also grow in size to 6.4 inches with punch-hole selfie cameras on both the displays, along with other improvements such as the Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 5G chip, improved cameras, and a higher refresh rate display. Also, Samsung will be announcing the 5G variant of the Galaxy Z Flip in the launch event, which will most probably add a 5G chip, while the rest of the specs are expected to remain the same. Also, the name of the bigger variant of the Galaxy Tab S7 has been confirmed to be the Tab S7 Plus, as the Tab recently passed Bluetooth SIG certification. The Galaxy Tab is expected to be announced around 5th of August, with screen sizes of 11 inches and 12.4 inches for the Tab S7 and S7 Plus respectively, with QHD resolution and HDR10 Plus support along with a higher refresh rate display. It is expected that Tab S7 Plus will have a 10,090 mAh battery, while the smaller Tab S7 might get a 7,100 mAh cell and the Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 SoC. These are expected to be available in Wi-Fi only, LTE and 5G variants. AKG tuned stereo speakers with microSD card slot, S Pen, Wi-Fi 6 and a 25-watt fast charging support should also be there. We also have confirmation of the launch event from Jon Prosser and ICE Universe, which according to them should take place on the 5th of August and include devices such as the Note 20 series, the Galaxy Fold 2 and the Galaxy Z Flip 5G. He expects the Tab S7 series and the Watch 3 to be unveiled sometime around the event, maybe before or after it. The devices should be available from the 20th of August, so just after a couple of weeks you should be able to buy them. Of course, the launch dates will vary depending upon the market as well, but at least the US and other European markets should probably have them by 20. Samsung usually takes a fortnight to launch its devices, so it should be the same this time as well. Also in the news, Samsung is looking to add wireless charging capabilities in their mid-range Galaxy A series of devices starting next year. The global pandemic has given a boost to mid-range phones, which have become so popular that Samsung's Galaxy A51 was able to outsell even the Galaxy S20 series in the first quarter of this year. So cashing in on the opportunity only seems logical. It's worth mentioning that this move may also be due to the iPhone SE, which despite being a $399 device, packs wireless charging capability, which is missing on both the Galaxy A51 and the Galaxy A71. So Samsung is in talks with manufacturers that can manufacture cheap wireless charging coils for these mid-range devices. Also, while it would be great to see it make to a lot of cheap Androids, for now we can assume that Samsung wants to provide it to the successors of the Galaxy A51 and the Galaxy A71, which are two popular models in the company's portfolio. And finally, we have something unusual. There have been some tweets recently which has confused people to believe that Samsung will push ads in their upcoming One UI 2.5, which is not correct. The tweet indeed mentions that this is an example. While the ad on the weather widget was indeed true, the one about lock screen ads was just a joke. It is still not clear whether the ad on the weather widget is pushed by Samsung or the site from where the data is pulled in, but Samsung hasn't responded yet on this controversy. With brands like Xiaomi facing backlash, Samsung, which is considered one of the premium brands, would and should not indulge in such practices even on their budget phones, as that can damage the reputation of the company, and they may not want to have any more negative publicity after the S20 series, which has been criticized heavily for its price and the issues faced in the S20 Ultra. That's it for this video. Do let me know what do you think about the absence of the S Pen in the Galaxy Fold 2. Smash the like button if you liked it and consider subscribing to the channel for more tech videos. I will see you all in the next one. Till then, bye bye and stay safe.